Ji Yi had lived her entire life as someone no one wanted. When her biological parents divorced, neither wanted custody of her, so the court granted custody to her father. Her father quickly remarried, and her stepmother moved in with her biological daughter Cheng Ran. Ji Yi tried desperately to please her stepmother and take care of her stepsister, doing everything she could to stay in this new family. But then her father and stepmother divorced as well, and her father ran away with all the money. Ji Yi was abandoned once again. Her stepmother wanted to send her away. Ji Yi fell to her knees and begged not to be abandoned, promising that she would work hard and take care of Cheng Ran. Her stepmother relented and, taking Ji Yi and Cheng Ran with her, remarried a man named Uncle Gu. The Gu family was wealthy. Uncle Gu had two sons, Gu Shuyu, who was studying abroad, and Gu Yue Cheng, who stayed at home. Ji Yi's stepmother was the only link she had to any sense of family, but Uncle Gu didn't like her, and Gu Yue Cheng looked down on her. Ji Yi lived in the servants' room, walking on eggshells every day. When she was 16, Gu Shuyu returned from abroad. He was handsome and sunny, like someone who had stepped out of a comic book. For the first time, Ji Yi felt what it was like to be cared about. Gu Shuyu noticed how poorly his stepmother treated Ji Yi. In front of the entire family, he made her sit at the table to eat. He announced that he was moving out and would bring only Ji Yi with him. She left the Gu family with him. Gu Shuyu bought her new clothes, cooked nutritious meals for her, and taught her to read and write. Ji Yi told him she didn't like her name, so he gave her a character Ning. Ji Ning. Those 2 years with him were the happiest of her life. Then Gu Shuyu went abroad. He said he would be back in a month. After he left, Ji Yi discovered she was pregnant. She was only 18 and didn't know what to do. She called Gu Shuyu on an international long-distance line. A woman answered saying Gu Shuyu was in the shower. The woman called out, "Gu Shuyu, your sister is on the phone." On the other end, Ji Yi heard him say, "I don't have a sister." Her heart felt like it was being crushed. She waited a day and a night. He never called back. Ji Yi returned to the Gu family and found her stepmother. The stepmother showed her a photograph of Gu Shuyu with a beautiful woman, his girlfriend. She said, then, right in front of Ji Yi, the stepmother called Gu Shuyu. She asked him what Ji Yi really meant to him. Gu Shuyu's voice came through the phone just playing around. Ji Yi's heart shattered completely. Her stepmother offered her money and said she hoped Ji Yi would never come back. Ji Yi took the money and went to the hospital. She terminated the pregnancy. On that operating table, she ended the life of the child she had already named Gu Ning. 1 week later, she left the city. For the next 5 years, Ji Yi disappeared completely. She did things that could never see the light of day. She rose through ruthless means to become the third most powerful person in her organization. She returned to the city only because she was hunting a traitor. The first person she ran into was her stepmother. The stepmother told her that Ji Yi's biological parents were also in the city and that her biological sister Ji Ying had leukemia and needed a bone marrow transplant. Ji Yi infiltrated a club while searching for the traitor. Gu Shuyu recognized her. She pressed a knife to his waist and threatened to kill him if he said he'd seen her. He called her Ning Ning, the name he had given her. The name only he used. The tip of her blade broke his skin. After she left, she called an ambulance for him. Later, Ji Yi went to a hospital to have her own wounds treated. The hospital secretly ran a blood type match and discovered she was a perfect match for Ji Ying. A nurse came running with the DNA report. Ji Yi's biological mother fell to her knees, begging for help and saving her daughter. The report showed that they were blood-related. Then her mother recognized her as Ji Yi, called her a thankless wretch, and demanded money. Her father appeared too, declaring that as her father she owed him support. Ji Yi looked calmly at her hysterical parents and said, "All of us in this family are sick. Why don't I just take all of you to die?" She received word from headquarters. The traitor had been found. Ji Yi brought explosives to apprehend him. The traitor was cunning and, catching her off guard, took control of her. What he didn't know was that Jian Yi was much more insane and ruthless than her counterparts. She detonated the explosive strapped to his body and was thrown clear by the blast. When Jian Yi woke up, she was in the hospital. The police officers sat in front of her. A crowd of family members had gathered around biological parents, stepmother and stepfather, Gu Shuyu and Gu Yue Cheng. Cheng ran and Jian Ying. Jian Yi said, "I'm sorry. I don't recognize any of you." The police explained that she had 5 missing years, like she had vanished from the face of the earth, with no records anywhere. Who would take her in? Jian Yi pointed at Gu Shuyu. "I pick him. He's handsome." Jian Yi was faking her amnesia, but she needed this persona to conceal her true purpose. She went home with Gu Shuyu, keeping him at arm's length, sometimes close, sometimes far. He asked to start over with her. She refused. She brought Chang Ran and Gu Yue Cheng to an abandoned house and used an aphrodisiac spray to disable them. Then she watched and recorded what they did to each other. When Gu Shuyu and the parents arrived, Jian Yi threw herself into his arms and pretended to be terrified. She said they had forced her to watch and learn. Gu Shuyu took her away from the Gu mansion. The next day, Jian Yi arranged for them to go to the outskirts to fly a plane. 2 helicopters were waiting, along with several professional pilots her extraction team sent from headquarters. Jian Yi walked up to them and greeted them with hugs and kisses. Gu Shuyu stood frozen. Jian Yi said, "Gu Shuyu, 5 years ago, you were the one who said it was just playing around. You were the one who went abroad with another woman. You said you had no sister. You never returned my calls. You deliberately treated me well in front of my stepmother to make her jealous, to make her crush me down. You made all of this happen with your own hands." Gu Shuyu, red-eyed, told her that after he returned from abroad and found her gone, his world collapsed. He had a mental breakdown and spent 2 years in a psychiatric hospital. Jian Yi said, "Do you remember that grave? The one that said Guning? That was our child. You didn't want her. So I had her killed." Then her biological parents and Jian Ying were brought in. She had once told them she would take them to die. She was here to make good on that promise. Gu Shuyu said, "Jian Yi, take me with you. I don't want to leave you." Jian Yi said, "I don't think so. I don't want to see you anymore." She turned and walked toward the helicopter. She never looked back.